Quinn Hughes. We're on Quinn Hughes watch for Four Nations. We're on Sidney Crosby watch for Four Nations. I saw the Mitch Marner quote. He's like, that would really suck if Sid wasn't there. Because I think Mitch is kind of excited to play with him.
Dude, if you're a Canucks fan, you've got to be screaming from the rooftop for Quinn not to go.
The Canucks are better without Quinn Hughes.
Yeah.
But see the win last night against the Sharks? Like, ugliest win ever. They pulled it out. No Quinn Hughes. It's great stuff.
But it is the Sharks.
Yeah.
The CC-less Sharks, Jesse.
Yeah. They lost a key defender there, Jesse.
And speaking of CC, we know Miro Heiskanen is going to be out for a bit. Bush is injured too. And they just brought CC in because they were worried about Heiskanen. Ilya Lyubushkin skated and then got off the ice. And I can't really get a clear report from Dallas whether or not he's going to be good. So he's banged up. They may need to do this defenseman trade again.
It sure sounds like Four Nations is showing up right around when it ought to. A lot of guys out there need some rest.
Yes. The last thing, and this is a report. This is so interesting. I don't know what it is with Las Vegas and just skewering guys on the way out the door, but there was a report. Steve Valiquette, Bruce Cassidy, and Pete DeBoer didn't want Logan Thompson on Team Canada because of, quote, their experience with him. This is Steve Valiquette that said this. And he said they didn't have a great experience with him in Vegas. Now, those guys, in one way you could be like, well, maybe that did happen. The other thing is none of those guys are the GM. None of those guys are the GMs. There's 4 or 5 GMs of this team.
It's a 10, even if it were true,
right? It's
a 10-day tournament where you're going to play 4 games max. Do you know how many bad dudes have been signed to contracts because they're good at hockey? And this is a week-long tournament.
I'll tell you who is enjoying their experience with Logan Thompson, and that's Spencer Carberry.
Hell yeah.
I think they're having a good time with it. So I'm curious. I know that Logan Thompson asked for the trade last year. I'm curious what that is. I've never heard a bad word about Logan Thompson. I have no idea what that is. Is it competitive? Is it like, what is it? I don't know.
Tony DeAngelo just got a contract. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What was he available because he's been awesome?
Why?
You know what I mean?
The quote was, again, that was never going to happen. He is the best goalie, the best Canadian goalie in the world right now.
Canada's Thrandom.
But we won't bring him because we didn't like him we won't bring him for a week because we didn't like him that one time.
Canada's Thrandom should be, Hill should be the only guy from the 3 going.
Decord
should
have got his damn passport.
And friggin' Thompson.
Yeah.
That's cooking with gas. Nope. You get Aiden Hill, Jordan Binnington, and Montreal's backup.
Why Montembeault? It was like from the start of the season, it was like, Montembeault, he's going to go. Like, why? Why was that ever a thing?
I don't want to be Toronto Center of the Universe-ist about this, but I feel like when he got that shutout, he made the team.
The 50 saves in the first game? Yeah.
Yeah, like CJ on the CJ show he was like, why were the rosters due December 12th or whatever it was? And man, he had such a good idea for next time they do this, which I think will be never, but leave open 3 spots. And then for the next month or 2, every hockey night, we're doing an update going, here's who the top 3 candidates should be for Canada, for the States, for Sweden, for Finland. That would have been so exciting. And then you announce it the Saturday before the tournament begins to hype it up, like literally days before. And then you can go Doughty, Scheifele, blah.
Yeah. Well, all-star teams aren't announced until like 3-ish weeks out from the all-star game. So they didn't really have to make this decision so early at all.
No, 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago would have still been, I think, more than a month.
Mid-Jan.
Like, yeah. More than a month after they made the announcement. It makes no sense.
And you would have had, like, that would have been enough time to realize that Logan Thompson should be there.
Yes.
Yes.
We would have all known that.
Both Canada and the States have several players where they just look completely stupid for not naming them. Yeah. Like, no disrespect to William Karlsson, but he can't play for Sweden. And so they named Rickard Rakell to Team Sweden. Do you know what kind of a cracked season that guy is having? He should have been on Team Sweden the whole time. He's having a better season.
But they didn't know because they had.
What do you mean you didn't know?
They had to make the decision in early December.
And Henry Jokiharju replaced Yanni Hakanpää. Yanni Hakanpää, he's played a game or two.
2 games.
Jokiharju has played the whole season. Even just that alone, he's a better pick.
Sorry, the guy who you picked, the guy who played 2 games. Tell you what, I'm not coming. I'm not coming.
You should also like fire your staff. What are you doing? Like,
I don't know.
It's bizarre.
Fire your staff.
Well, like if you're picking a guy who literally hasn't played,
Okay.
and you're like, okay, do we go with a guy who had knee surgery in the offseason, needs to have arthroscopic knee surgery again after playing 2 games, or the guy that's played every game for the Sabres?
Now,
That's how bad the Sabres are.
counter to that though, Drew Doughty exists.
So
That dude just got here.
he just got here and he's playing 25 minutes a night, and that's cool. Mackenzie Weegar, by the way, I think one of the reasons that they wanted to announce them early was to do it before Christmas. Now, it would have made sense to do it before Christmas if you were selling the jerseys before Christmas. But they didn't make the jerseys available for sale until mid-January. So they missed the Christmas rush on that, which is bizarre. And then
How about name the team?
And then the other thing is-
leave open 3 slots.
the PA would have said, hey, well, these guys have to make plans for what they're going to do over that break. And Mackenzie Weegar put it perfectly. He's like, I have a great trip to Mexico planned that I will cancel the second they call me.
Yeah.
Do you remember that really sad video of Oliver Bjorkstrand being told he was getting to go to the All-Star game? And he was like, oh, cool. That's really... Oh, I had a trip planned. I guess I'll cancel that. Woo, that's so good. Where is the All-Star game?
Toronto's cold.
Toronto, okay. That's good. Yeah, I was gonna go to friggin' Turks and Caicos, but Canada sounds just as good. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll leave it there. I don't really believe the Valiquette report. I'm just gonna say it. I feel like that's a bit of a sewer job on Logan Thompson, and I feel like there's more to that story. It feels a bit one-sided. Is that fair?
He's having quite the season because I haven't heard his name since he filled his pants about the Devils.
What did
not
you say
great.
about the Devils?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
It was the Instagram hockey. We played it on the show.
Did we?
Fart.
I can't even remember. All right, let's do the press conference.
The Presser. SDP.
You don't remember
The Steve Dangle press conference.
I remember.
Jack Hughes?
Oh, like he's just playing for the highlights? Like, is that what the?
Yeah, and he
that the
went
idea?
off in the intermission for like 2 minutes on how he's playing Instagram hockey out there.
Oh,
Yeah. No,
Okay.
We don't need to revisit it.
yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
we do.
I wish you would remember conversations we have on the program.
Listen,
You know who's bad?
I wish
Jack
fish,
Hughes.
fish could climb trees. I wish. Not
You know what? Respect, Adam. Respect.
We had a plea on our Discord. They were asking us to take a whole bunch of money and purchase the oldest hockey team in the United Kingdom. The Fife Flyers are for sale.
Okay, so gonna stop you right there. The money thing is an issue.
So the Fife Flyers were founded in 1938, which
Wow.
is really cool. And their owners, Tom and Jack, have owned the team for about 30 years. They have 30 years of involvement with the Fife Flyers, and we have taken the difficult decision to step down from the operation of this wonderful club. And they're asking if the Discord is asking if we can step in and purchase this team.
So here's what I would say. What's the price? So Wrexham was $2.5 million.
That's from artificial_mank on our Discord, by the way.
You know who could use some positive press right now? Friggin' that guy.
I have more to say on that, but we won't get into it. Baldoni's doing the exact same thing to Blake Lively this time that he did to her this summer. But we'll leave it.
No context. I have no idea what you guys.
Yeah, no. Well, we could save that for VIP, but people are falling for that shit again, and this is what this guy does. So, not to say that celebrities aren't a little shady. Sure, but I would imagine the Fife Flyers are not in the millions. I would imagine that they're in the hundreds of thousands. I would want to know the thing about England and Britain generally is that some of the laws are like 1,000 years old. And there's a bunch of red tape you have to go through to do literally anything, build anything, change anything. And you see that in the Welcome to Wrexham thing where they're like, what do you mean we can't just change it? Because they're Canadians and Americans. It's like, well, where's the permit? Let's get the permit. They're like, well, you can't. It's got to run through this board and then this board and then these dusty old people and then these dusty old people. And it takes too long to get anything done, which is a problem.
Yeah.
And so if I think the Fife Flyers, it would be, dude, it's my dream to own like a team like that. Junior hockey, like I'd love to know, like if I could be a guy who's semi-rich and buy an OHL team, I would freaking die. That would be what the Hyman family did. Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Oh my God.
Here's what I'll give you.
100%.
Would you guys be interested if there was a major backer? So we were in SDPN's in 5%, and we agree that we will broadcast the games here in Canada and the United States on our YouTube channel.
Right. It's kind of like how Lewis Hamilton owns part of the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
like
just, or Ryan Reynolds owns part of the Alpine F1 team.
Right. Yeah.
And so with Mahomes.
We just be the face people who own like a 0.2%.
Yeah. A little bit. So here's what I would say. Find me someone with real money. And I am interested. I think that would be sick. I would love to own the Fife Flyers. I'd love to know more about the history. I'd love to know what the real revenue challenges are, because I'm assuming there are some. If it's an asset that's making tons and tons of money, chances are it's not being sold.
I'm not winning shit
Yeah.
as a player or coach or GM, but as an owner, answer me this: if they win, do I get a ring?
Yes.
I'm
what
in.
do you mean?
I'm in.
Of course you do.
If this was any sport not hockey, you'd be the first to touch the trophy. But it's hockey, so it goes to the captain.
Yeah, it's better that way. You don't want to be the first one. You always look like an asshole.
You do, they really do.
Like, whenever they do that in the NBA and the NFL, I'm like, you guys know how stupid this
Like
looks.
we're gonna watch on Sunday. They're gonna hand out the Super Bowl, and the old man, or the old woman.
You're welcome, everybody. It was me.
I did this. I won all these games.
You know, if they did
Like,
that,
what?
They don't do that in the MLB, but if they did, could you imagine like Rogers Corporate walking out there, like the board members all marching out
Edward?
there, we did this.
Yeah.
It's about us.
I think those billionaires
They'd get booed.
truly think that.
Oh, they just stop it.
They think
Stop.
that. They think they did that.
Yeah. And you know, I was always surprised, and maybe it's because of ownership solidarity, that when Brady was winning all those championships with the Patriots, that Robert Kraft didn't go, I am not touching that until Tom Brady does.
No, Robert Kraft thinks he did that. Like you watch the Patriots doc.
Yeah.
Like
Robert
he
Kraft,
thinks he did it.
But he's such a nice man.
Yeah, but
He seems like he doesn't have a huge ego. It doesn't
I own
seem-
this team.
did-
I won.
He did build the arena or the stadium and all that stuff, and I get all that.
And the doc was just the campaign to discredit Belichick in his role.
What league
Dirty.
are the
Oh.
Five Flyers in?
EIHL. And
Okay, so that's the league. That's
Steve,
top-
did you look up some info on their roster and stuff? Like, is this a team that we want to purchase? Are they competitive? Do they have good players?
so here's what I'm trying to find a player that I recognize. There's a couple last names I recognize, but it doesn't line up with the first. Now, here's why I know Adam is 100% in on buying this team. Because they have something key to winning in non-NHL terms.
Okay.
A Latvian goalie.
Oh,
That's good. That's
Giannis-
a great starting point.
Yanis Voris.
Goaltending factory that is Latvia.
He played for Dinamo Riga. Last year he played in, I don't even recognize that flag. Adam, did he play in Hungary? Is that what that flag is?
That's Hungary. Yeah.
Hungary. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
He played in Hungary. Yeah, I'm trying to listen, I need to do a deep dive. A hockey DB 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon deep dive on the Fife Flyers. And I will
Now,
report
Fife, by
back.
the way, it's key to know, is just north of Edinburgh. It's in Scotland.
Yes, they have a lot of Scottish players.
Actually?
Yeah.
A lot of Canadians
Okay.
and a lot of Scots.
Yeah, so it would be an excuse to go to Scotland every year, which Steve already has. But any excuse to go to the UK, I'm in.
A million.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. I want to find real money person and then be like, me too. This is also mine. And if we can do that, and if we can get a winning team together, the one thing I would ask, though, is in that EAHL, can you be relegated?
Oh.
Because that is a factor in European sports, is that you're in your top league, but you could be kicked down to the league below.
Their captain is Olivier Leblanc, who played for the are they still called Cape Breton? They are the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles.
Okay, so Canadian.
He was the captain of them as well. He played some AHL games.
Do they have a lot of Canadians on the team?
They
Yes.
do.
Okay.
And he was the 7th round pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Oh my God.
In 2014.
Wow.
An NHL draft pick.
NHL draft pick. Oh, yeah.
Do we think if the three of us ran a hockey team, we could turn them into champions?
Yes.
You're the best.
Yep.
Do you think we could do it?
Well, because I think that we would be smart owners and we would go, we need a guy to run this. Right? Well, our job would be you want to be the GM.
Yeah.
But Jesse, you'd have to live in Edinburgh, which is fine. It'd be beautiful.
That's my gig now.
Okay. So would Steve and I do the show from here and you would do it from
You
Edinburgh?
guys don't want to run our hockey team?
Well, I do, but like you have to be there every day to run the hockey team.
I'm quitting. I'm running
Are
our
you
hockey.
are you going to be Jerry Jones?
If we're purchasing this hockey team, I want to be the GM.
Okay.
And I'm living there and I'm running this team so that we win all of the championships.
Right. Okay.
Steve, do you want to be the head coach?
Oh, baby. I'll be video guy.
Video replay
Video guy.
Yeah, I'll be video guy.
That's your.
I'd be like,
want to roll?
I'd be like sponsorships and season tickets guy. I don't think I don't like, listen, I'd go out, I'd find every former drafted player, like a 2nd round pick of the Ducks and whatever. And I'd be like, you need to sign with our team.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know that I'm the guy that's like the GM quite yet.
Their head coach.
You know what I'm saying?
Their head
Okay.
coach
I need
Johnny.
some
You can be my AGM.
I'll be your AGM.
Yeah.
Their head coach is Johnny Curran from Niagara Falls.
Oh, that's neat.
Ontario.
Wow.
All right, Steve's head coach.
I am head coach. Yeah, I'm trying to. Their top scorers, Canadian, Lucas Kyoto from Barrie, Ontario.
So
I'm going to do a deep dive.
If anybody out there with a lot of money wants to help us purchase the Fife Flyers, we will. There's a contact in that long letter I had up. We'll reach out to them and we will purchase it. But we don't have the money right now, unfortunately. But maybe one day.